Hi. So, I've had a minute to cool down and look over some things. And maybe you guys can help me do the mental math on this. And also, I will also want to just address this straight up. I'm going to be the first to admit when I'm wrong about something, okay? Now, I think there's a chance that I may not have missed any of the draws. And if you start doing the draws today, you will not miss them either. Again, I apologize if I upset anybody for anything I said when I was angry, but hey, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So let's get into it. The draw here, okay? The draw that ended it all, that snapped the skibs. So here we go. So they launched this on the 14th at 10 p.m. Okay? So if you were on last night from the 14th to basically if you're on past after 10 p.m. last night, which I wasn't. I have to work at 10, so I leave at 8:30. So I leave for work at 8:30, so I was only on from your reset yesterday from 4 to 8:30. When I got home today, I did have the opportunity to do the draw, but in reality, my brain was not there. I made that video and I passed out. I made the video saying, hey, maybe I'm going to save these draws to show them all at once. Which, again, was terrible advice. Don't do that. Do these free draws immediately because it seems like in this game they don't stack up. And, there's suddenly this overwhelming pressure to do things, as soon as possible now in this game. Which I didn't feel was there before. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So if you were logged in last night after 10 p.m. until reset today, you got to do a draw. But if for whatever reason you did your reset stuff early yesterday and you're just logging in today, you realize you may have missed a draw yesterday. So I'm not sure about the length here. I've tried to math this out, and sometimes it makes sense in my head, other times it doesn't. Can anybody tell me that is possibly smarter than me? If there's a chance that at the end of the period, I'll be able to do a draw that, other people will have already done early? I don't know. So, now that I'm looking at this again, I feel like I missed the draw. And you know what? Missing a draw is not the end of the world. I'm not mad about missing a draw if I missed one single free draw. That's not what I'm upset about. And that's what I would like to get into. Because while I may be wrong about missing this draw, I can't tell or not. I'm not wrong to be upset about how they're handling this game. The draws have different reset periods. The events, everything starts at a different time. Co-op, we have a weekly co-op boss reset that doesn't coincide with the weekly coin reset. Which doesn't coincide with the weekly quests reset. And then we have daily quests, daily shop reset that both reset at different times. And then you have the Chocobo, which might line up with a reset of other things somewhere else, but probably just the daily reset, but I don't know anymore. And you see what the problem is here? It's at first I felt unpressured. I felt no rush to finish everything, to get all the content done. To suddenly, I feel pressured to do every piece of content as soon as it pops up. Every draw, use everything. I don't know. I'm that's the thing. It's anxiety. And I feel a lot of pressure now, whereas otherwise, like, just hours ago, you know, like this morning when I made that other video, I was so gung-ho and happy about this game. I had that ripped away from me in a heartbeat, because now I have this pressure and anxiety put on me that if I don't log in the first day of the event because I have like a bad work schedule, I'm gonna miss something. Like, how many events am I gonna miss something? Or not? Again, if I'm wrong about this and the math checks out that I'll be able to get 70 draws still, let me know in the comments that I'll still get this last draw. I just read this like 15 times, and I'm like, every time I feel like but I guess, like, I don't know. Yeah, again, like, I just don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed the draw. And again, that's not the end of the world. It's one draw. But if this is gonna happen every event, if every event I'm missing a draw, or I'm missing the start of like a daily quest, maybe there's some kind of a daily event quest that I'm not able to participate in. It's just gonna get annoying over time, and like, remove yourself from the equation if you disagree. Like, allow me to remove myself from the equation here as well. How many people out there, other people out there, are there? Like, millions. And how many don't like having their time wasted, or don't like having to devote like this much memory power to following 17 different in-game resets and schedules, and like these types of chores? Like, if you've ever in the past found yourself getting sick of this type of shit in a game and quitting that game, keep that in mind, because like, maybe you don't feel that about this game right now. That can absolutely happen to you as they add more content and do more resets and give you more chances to miss out on something or forget something. You know, to spend some event currency because you're just like busy on the last day. Or to do some pull because you had to work and you're just too tired to log in, you know? Or you already thought, well, I don't have to log in because I already did my daily reset stuff before I went to work, so I'm good until I wake back up. Just remember that stuff. And these are the types of things that ruin player retention. And if this game isn't retaining players, I'm sorry, it's getting very dark. If this game isn't retaining players and making money, they're gonna shut it down. That is the reality of mobile gaming and mobile games. They get shut down so fast. It doesn't matter if it's a major IP, okay? Marvel Future Revolution. It was a game that had a very similar launch. Crazy honeymoon period. Everybody loved it. Nothing but good things to say about the game. A week later, as people started farming the Dark Zone and other shit, it just hits you like a ton of bricks. This game is fucking trash. Holy shit. And if the developers don't change the stuff that is problematic as fast as possible and change it in a good way, they're going to lose a ton of players, they're going to lose a ton of business, and the game is not going to have a long lifespan. Once I realized that Marvel Future Revolution was a bad game, I said that game had a year tops. That game shut down after a year. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm Nostradamus of mobile games here. I'm not saying that this game's going to shut down within a year. But what I am saying is, they have to make changes. They have to respond to feedback. They have to balance out a lot of these resets and make the game more coherent and understandable, and less like add the stacking summons that they've conditioned us in all their other mobile games. Square Enix mobile games specifically have conditioned us to have the stacking summon during the event, so you can do 2. If you miss a day, you can do 2, or or do all 7 at once, or have the period last a couple extra days, where so each player can get 70 draws, but the event lasts like 10 days, something like that. And these are features that have been in their games, their mobile games specifically, time and time again. And if they don't realize that they didn't implement this type of shit in this game, like this game started with negative quality of life, and I understand it's a different company making a game, but if Square Enix is just so careless to rent their IP out to a bunch of different people that don't learn from the quality of life from other companies that are putting their games out there, we're just going to keep getting a bunch of incoherent, messy pieces of shit. So am I wrong to be upset about what's happening with this game? I don't think I am. I think these are serious concerns that are going to turn a lot of players off. And just because you or I may be willing to deal with it because of our sick obsession with Final Fantasy or Square Enix or whatever, our love-hate relationship, our toxic relationship, like please, I've given this company 38 years of my life. I think it's fair. I think it's fair for me to be hypercritical about the terrible decisions they make. Okay? I think it's fair. But if you don't, let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. I'm sorry if you hate me because I got upset. Give me another chance. If you've never met me before and this is your first video, hey, I like to rant about a lot of stuff, but there's usually good reason for it. So don't immediately get turned off. I'm willing to engage with people in the comments if they've got constructive criticism, or want to message me on Twitter or whatever method you want to try to contact me, to talk to me, to give me your opinion. I do read my comments, and I do often like to respond to them, and yeah, like I said, I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. So if somebody that's like better at brain power right now and less upset about what's going on, or just exhausted from working, because ultimately that's what I am. I'm exhausted, my body hurts, and I can't think about this shit right now, and everything that I gotta do in this game, and the different time schedules for the crisis dungeons, and this event and that event, and there's too many timers, too many resets. I want to make sure I get it all done. And while before I kept saying adamantly, there's no rush, there's no pressure, take your time, I feel like I was giving people bad advice. You know what I mean? Like, that's the worst part. I feel like I was giving people bad advice by telling them, take your time, don't rush into things, maybe save up your 70 draws. I don't know if I told anybody to do that specifically. I just said I was going to do that for myself. It's just like, that's the worst part. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm telling people the wrong stuff or giving them bad advice, because the game, it doesn't make any sense. Like, nothing makes any fucking sense. But yeah, again, I'm rambling, and I've already said like, subscribe, all that. So yeah, later. Thanks for watching.